Let's look at Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone is back in the news. Her attorney, her sixth attorney, has called it quits. Her sixth attorney. Sarah Boone's attorney withdrawals, recommends she represent herself. This letter, this desire, this submission from her lawyer to the court to be excused as her lawyer. I have never, ever heard of anything like this in my entire 54 years of life and roughly 30 years as a lawyer. I've never heard and never seen anything worded this way. Her lawyer said, due to the irreconcilable differences which have arisen between the undersigned and his client, the undersigned will be unable to effectively and properly continue representing the defendant herein. So basically, we don't see eye to eye. I can't continue doing this. And then, I've never seen this before. The defendant will not be satisfied with any attorney unless the attorney does not have a caseload and can dedicate his or her time solely to Ms. Boone's case. So that's him basically, she ain't gonna be satisfied with anybody unless she is the only thing on their plate that they devote 24/7 to. She ain't got that money. She doesn't have that luxury. That's like O.J. Simpson levels of money where you can just you can just tell your lawyer, drop everything else you're doing, concentrate on me. She can't afford that. She can't do that. So the undersigned, he explains, because we'll get into the letter here in just a bit, but she was complaining that he wasn't seeing, same thing she's complained about with all of her lawyers. They don't come and see me. The undersigned has been in murder trials over the past 60 days and is presently defending a capital murder case in Lake County, Florida, which absorbs all of his time, including weekends. The best, this is astounding that a lawyer would write this about their client to the judge. This is a guy who has clearly had enough. The best possible avenue is to have the defendant represent herself as no attorney can satisfy her. Lawyers don't say that about their clients, even if they're trying to ditch them. That is brutal. That is brutal for a lawyer to say, look, she's not going to be happy with anyone, and the only way this is ever going to get to trial is if she represents herself, because she ain't gonna be satisfied with anybody. Yes, Lisa Franceschi, I can see you. I see you. You're seen. You're seen. You're loved. You're amongst friends. You're amongst friends, Lisa. We see you. You're seen. I don't know why I was doing that, but I think it's funny. All right. Orlando, Florida, court TV. The attorney representing a Florida woman charged with murdering her boyfriend, whom she had zipped inside of a suitcase, has asked to withdraw from her case and recommended that his client represent herself. Seriously, lawyers just don't do that. They just don't do that, but this one did. He went there. Sarah Boone was arrested and charged with second-degree murder in the death of her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, or George, as they were calling him, who was found inside a suitcase of the couple's apartment on February 25th, 2020. Boone told police that she and Torres had been drinking and playing a game of hide and seek that went wrong. Torres's cries for help can be heard on a cell phone video Boone recorded during the incident. Boone has gone through a number of attorneys in her case. Her initial attorney, Mauricio Padilla, withdrew from the case in May 2022 and was followed by a series of public defenders who each left the case citing conflicts of interest. Frank Bankowitz was formally named Boone's attorney on July 11th, 2022. Bankowitz filed a motion to withdraw on August 22nd. Dude lasted a month and 10 days, citing irreconcilable differences. The defendant will not be satisfied with any attorney unless said attorney does not have a caseload and can dedicate his or her time solely to Ms. Boone's case, Bankowitz wrote in the courtroom motion. And as we read above, the best possible avenue is to have the defendant represent herself as no attorney can satisfy her. In a number of letters sent to Judge Wayne Wooten, who was overseeing the case, Boone has complained about access to her attorneys, including Bankowitz. I, as Mr. Bankowitz's client, cannot communicate with him via phone due to him still not activating one of two numbers he's given that do not work, and he keeps giving me different reasons why each time I ask to keep trying. Boone wrote in a letter dated August 2nd, "This has been ongoing for 13 months and counting." In the letter, Boone asked the judge to communicate with Bankowitz on her behalf. Her message included a letter sent to her from a private investigator who said that he could not proceed with her case unless her attorney contacted the jail on her behalf. "What else can I do, Your Honor? It seems my only hope is for a court date, which I am included in, where my attorney's attendance is mandatory, and I can vie for his attention during the minutes beforehand while in the courtroom. I'm sure all of the allowed live cameras could provide footage of me doing so every time." In his motion to withdraw, Bankowitz said that he has been in murder trial for the last 60 days and is currently the attorney representing a defendant charged with capital murder, which absorbs all of his time, including weekends. Boone's trial is currently scheduled for October 2nd. She is being held without bond and faces life in prison if convicted. Well, stand by for that date. She's not going to be going to trial on October 2nd. That ain't happening. Again. An icky person who is presumed innocent unless prosecutors can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she murdered him. And I don't think it's going to be that hard, especially when she's on tape saying, "How do you like that?" And when he's screaming, "Sarah, Sarah," shh. Yeah, it's not going to be that hard to prove her guilty. Despite what she thinks,